Good evening, and welcome to Haunted Maple 112. Welcome to Vlogtober. I realize I missed the first night. I was quite busy, sorry about that. But here I am this evening to tell you about 4 different haunted locations. The first one I'm going to tell you about is the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, Ontario. A Bank of Montreal over 100 years old houses the Hockey Hall of Fame. In 1953, an employee of the bank, Dorothea May Elliott, shot herself in a second-floor washroom. She died in hospital. Present-day employees refused to enter the second floor after 6 p.m. Staff in the 80s reported items going missing only to appear in unexpected places. The bank became the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1993. In 1995, a child visiting described a woman. It is the perfect match to Dorothea. It is not unusual to experience cold spots, doors opening and closing, as well as lights turning off and on. Footsteps and moaning are heard in the hallways. There are sightings of a woman in vintage clothing, and some have been touched by her hand. It is said Dorothea was upset due to her boyfriend. She used the gun issued for robberies at the bank. One employee witnessed a chair turning while he was setting up for an evening event. Our second location is Bytown Museum, right here in Ottawa. It is the oldest stone building in the city, being built in 1827. There are reports of the usual cold spots, as well as heavy footsteps on the stairs. They believe that they belong to Duncan McNabb, a supply manager from 1827. Porcelain dolls are known to cry. Orbs are seen throughout the building. Lieutenant Colonel John By is known to mess with the computers. His name will appear on all documents. A plastic smoke detector's cover dropped to the floor unexpectedly. A video of the song Long Driver's Waltz has been known to play after hours of its own accord. One staff member who hates the song asked the spirit to stop, and he did. Motion detectors will go off when the museum is closed. Get out has also been heard and said within the building. On one occasion, the museum was used for a staff meeting. Leaving and walking away, the gentleman realized he had forgotten to lock the door. The divider between the shop and museum began to violently shake. They locked it up and ran. One of the women at the meeting was showing her mother the displays upstairs, and they both heard footsteps on the stairs, and no one was there. The third location, the Museum of Nature here in Ottawa. After the fire at the Parliament buildings in 1916, the museum was used in its place. Security guards have felt icy hands on their shoulders. A cleaner reported their vacuum unplugging each time they went around a corner from the outlet. It is not uncommon for strange sounds to be heard in the many hallways. Elevators move without anyone inside them. A female employee watched a man appear in a mirror as she was looking at it. She could not move until he disappeared. Some people believe it is the architect, David Ewert, checking on his building. Others believe there are spirits roaming from exhibits within the museum. Items move on their own and lights flash. Warrior clothing of an indigenous man remain on view in the museum collection. It is because of this, they say, his soul is trapped inside. Other staff think former Prime Minister Sir Wilfrid Laurier haunts the halls. He laid in state in the auditorium after his death. The 4th floor, West Wing, is said to be the most haunted spot. I myself, going there with hubby, we went when it was still under renovation, and looking through the window of one of the doors, I told him that I got the sense of a man. Yes, I got a sense of a man standing at the top of the staircase. Now, the Haunted Walk of Ottawa had a special tour the evening of its opening, and sure enough, there was a report of a man standing at the top of that staircase. Our 4th and last haunting also takes place in Ottawa. It is the Grant House. Located on Elgin Street in Ottawa, it is now a restaurant. In 1875, it was the home and practice of James Alexander Grant, M.D. He is known for saving the life of Queen Victoria's daughter after a sledding accident. The morgue for his practice was in the basement. The experiences have been on the 2nd and 3rd floors. The sound of footsteps descending the staircase. Patrons and staff have reported being shoved. One woman said she was pushed over the banister. This spirit is known to knock trays out of the hands of staff. Sounds of laughter are heard in the piano bar after patrons have left and the building is closed. It is not uncommon to hear your name called. A couple having dinner by a 2nd floor window watched it close on its own. Sometimes you will hear heavy breath by your ear, also wheezing and coughing. Now, Dr. Grant was asthmatic. Yes, Dr. Grant was asthmatic. One former owner assured his spirit that they will take care of the house. There is a display of found items which can be viewed behind a glass case at the back of the house. Now, hubby and I did go through this house on doors open up here. I can't say as to whether I felt anything strange or off, but the window that this couple were at, if it's the one I'm thinking, it's right at the front of the house. I don't believe I really felt anything, maybe a little. Some of the rooms have the walls taken down to make a larger dining space for patrons. But all in all, I would like to give it another chance if it was ever open to the public again for doors open. So thank you for joining me this evening for these 4 haunted locations. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you're in Toronto or if you come here to Ottawa, you will be able, of course, to visit both of the museums. And in Toronto, you can take a walk through the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, if you do feel like having a nice dinner, of course, you can go to the Grant House for that. Thank you for joining me again. To my subscribers, great to see you. To those that are new to this channel, please check out the other videos. If there's anything there that you like, thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share it out with someone else you think may be interested. That's greatly appreciated. While you're here, also consider becoming a subscriber. And if you do, remember to click that notification bell. And until the next time, sleep tight.